welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive, literally game-changing shift in how successful organizations operate. We're talking about moving away from just, simply filling seats and actually unlocking the true business value of strategic hiring. So let's dive right in.
Now to the founders, the CTOs, the CFOs, and the HR leaders joining us today, I want you to be totally honest with yourself for a second. Are you just filling vacancies? Because let's face it, it is so incredibly easy to fall into this transactional trap. Someone leaves, a gap opens up in the org chart, panic sets in, and the immediate overwhelming goal just becomes, get this position filled as fast as humanly possible, right? But I want you to evaluate right now if your current hiring process is just a reactive chore to keep the lights on, or if it's actually a strategic driver designed to push your company into its very next phase of growth.
It's a universal truth in business that every single organization invests heavily to grow. You pour capital into upgrading your tech stack, right? You expand your infrastructure. You spend aggressively on marketing and customer acquisition. And of course, you fund massive product development cycles. We do all of this to strengthen our competitive position in the market, but here is the massive blind spot for so many companies. They pour literally millions into these areas, but then treat the people who actually build the technology, run the infrastructure, and design the products as an afterthought. It's crazy. There's one investment that consistently delivers long-term business value across every single department, and that is the investment in people.
Let's break down the difference here because honestly, it is night and day. Transactional hiring, that's the old paradigm. It views recruitment merely as an operational or administrative expense. The whole objective is just speed. Fill the open position quickly so HR can check a box and move on. But compare that to strategic hiring. This modern approach understands that every single new employee shapes the future of the organization. You aren't just buying time. You're investing in innovation, team collaboration, and adaptability. Strategic hiring builds sustainable competitive advantage because the exact people you hire today literally create the opportunities your business is going to capitalize on tomorrow.
Okay, now we really need to talk about the pain of getting this wrong, because the cost of treating hiring as a mere transaction is, well, it's staggering. When you only focus on filling a vacancy, you actually create a dangerous domino effect. You end up with poor candidate job alignment because you rush the process. And that poor alignment, it leads directly to reduced employee engagement and ultimately higher turnover. And when those people leave, you're hit with increased replacement costs and even longer recruitment cycles to replace them. Meanwhile, your project execution just slows to a crawl, and your return on that hiring investment completely plummets. Every single unsuccessful, rushed hiring decision bleeds into financial and operational costs that extend far, far beyond your initial recruitment budget.
The juxtaposition here is just stark. On the one hand, poor hiring decisions drag your entire company down with missed deadlines, project delays, a noticeable drop in productivity, and ultimately a painful loss of customer confidence and vital business opportunities. But contrast that with bringing in the right technical professional. Suddenly, boom, product development accelerates, software quality noticeably improves, you're actually reducing technical debt instead of piling onto it. Team productivity skyrockets, which enables broader business expansion and digital transformation. It is a completely different upward trajectory for your company. And this brings us to an absolutely crucial mindset shift. Hiring decisions must be viewed as strategic business investments rather than just operational expenses. Think about it. When you buy a new piece of expensive enterprise software, you evaluate the ROI, the long-term impact, and exactly how it integrates with your current systems, right? So why on earth would you treat the person writing the code for that software any differently?
When you look at organizations that consistently outperform their competitors, they rarely hire based solely on a resume or, just counting how many years of experience someone has. It's a capability-first mindset. Yes, practical technical expertise is absolutely critical, but the big picture is much broader than that. You're really looking for problem-solving ability, adaptability, and this relentless drive for continuous learning. Even for highly technical roles, things like customer-focused thinking and business awareness reign supreme. These are the exact qualities that create truly resilient engineering teams. When you hire for these holistic capabilities, you dramatically reduce uncertainty and massively improve long-term organizational performance.
Which brings us to how the source material addresses this massive industry-wide challenge, specifically examining a platform called ExpertOnHire. Rather than operating as just another traditional job board or a basic recruitment tool, it's actually positioned as an engine for this exact strategic transformation we've been talking about. ExpertOnHire's methodology is entirely focused on helping organizations transition away from treating hiring as a tedious chore and instead utilizing it as a genuine competitive business advantage.
Let's look under the hood at the mechanics of how this process operates to just completely cut through the typical recruitment noise. First up, AI-assisted talent matching is utilized to deeply analyze fit, but it goes way beyond just algorithms by bringing verified technical experts right into the process. They utilize portfolio-based candidate evaluations and structured technical assessments to ensure actual practical skill validation. For hiring managers, this is huge. It means that instead of spending countless exhausting hours reviewing unverified resumes, the system is designed to deliver top-tier professionals whose capabilities have already been practically assessed and proven.
The core objective here is smooth hiring with zero noise. And for anyone who has ever tried to hire technical talent, you know exactly how loud and chaotic that noise can be. The platform consolidates the entire recruitment process to drastically reduce complexity and, most importantly, mitigate hiring risk. The goal is simply to provide technically validated professionals who are fully prepared to step in and contribute from day one. Whether we're evaluating a nimble startup, a rapidly growing SME, or a massive enterprise, this structured approach is built to scale and protect those critical hiring investments.
And all of this creates a beautifully structured, powerful chain reaction. Let's walk through it. It all starts with your business vision. To actually execute that vision, you need strategic hiring, which leads you directly to verified technical talent. And what happens when you bring verified talent together? You build high-performing teams. Those teams then drive innovation and operational excellence, which naturally results in customer satisfaction and business growth. And all of that culminates in the ultimate goal: long-term competitive advantage. It's a direct, undeniable progression. Strategic hiring is literally the foundational starting point for every single stage of sustainable business success.
For all the C-suite executives tuning into this explainer right now, hiring is one of the very few decisions you make that touches and improves every single corner of your organization. It's really this simple, folks. Better hiring leads to better products. Better products naturally lead to better customer experiences. Bringing great people onto the team leads to better employee engagement across the board. And all of those factors combined undeniably lead to better financial performance and operational efficiency. When viewed strategically, it is without a doubt one of the highest return investments your business can possibly make.
We've covered a whole lot of ground today, but if you take away just one core concept from this explainer, let it be this fundamental paradigm shift. Listen, technology will always evolve. Markets are going to constantly change. Customer expectations, they will only continue to grow. But through all of that noise and change, the absolute value of exceptional talent remains a constant. Remember this: recruitment fills positions, strategic hiring builds successful businesses.
I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought. Go ahead and look at your talent pipeline right now. Look at the open recs sitting on your desk. Ask yourself, is your next hire merely an operational expense, or are they about to become your greatest competitive advantage? The choice and the strategy you use to find them is entirely up to you. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep growing, and start hiring strategically.